Hello everyone, ShriRearning here. Good to see you all and the good occasion. Hope you're all doing great. And we are on a good Friday here to talk about interesting subject on Agile. Before that, I wish you all a good health and healthy life. Fantastic. I was just reading some of the news article this morning about the oxygen shortage in India and second wave, third wave in different countries. Even though it's all happening in a different wrong direction, as we feel, oh my God, things are going bad, human race is in trouble. We feel it, but again, human civilization have crossed all these centuries. And we have seen a lot, our ancestors have seen a lot about like this. So we have all the things to come out of it. We have all the courage to do that. So only thing is we have to be strong enough to tell that, yes, we'll fight back, right? That's very important. And I know that we have elderly people at family and we have children, we have people who are weak in the immune system, who are struggling hard. Let's help as much people around us. And again, stay strong, don't get panic, because that's very important to fight back on this kind of stuff. So good wishes to all and stay strong. With this, we'll kickstart. This program we are conducting on Fridays to make sure that we share knowledge with the people around us. And thanks all viewers who are watching this program, because we talk about project management, we talk about Agile, we talk about scaled Agile. So we are ShriLearning. What we do, we take classes all over the world, 200 countries now. At present, we are touching around 20 or 24 countries we are touching. In the sense of we're conducting online programs on project management, we conduct on scaled Agile and Agile programs. So you are here to listen today on a free session, which talks about Agile and scaled Agile. So that's the program today. Leave your comments. What do you like to listen in this program on the weekly basis, on any questions, any interesting topics? We would love to listen from you, right? So this is purely on the wish from the team. So some of the team members, our viewers asked us, can we talk about Agile, scaled Agile? So that topic is popping up today. All right. Right, with this, we'll get inside. We will start the discussion. I'm going to bring up some content and we will do the conversation. Let me check out everything is good. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share some slide content here where you're going to see some topic, then we'll proceed in. Okay, first thing first, Agile. This terminology is there in the market for a long time. How does now it's so familiar and famous? The reason is PMP insisted that you should know Agile. Oh my God, really? Years back, Agile is, in fact, the books, if you read, 1960s, NASA, did I say NASA? Yeah, NASA. NASA tried something on incremental iterative approach. In 1957, there is some article. 1970, there is an article. 1980, they did something. 1990, they did something. So what you read Agile is not new. It's there for a long, long time. And specifically, it came from manufacturing industry. So if we think that, oh my goodness, this Agile is from IT people, and mostly the software engineers show something that, hey, this is our methodology, Agile. And the construction infrastructure industry people, no, we hate Agile. We don't like Agile. As if that is alien, they started sometime communicating. Unfortunately, many didn't understand this Agile came from construction or manufacturing industry years back. And it matured in 1990s and 2000. It picked up, an IT company really picked it up because they want something faster, quicker. So there is no one organization or one particular industry to tell that they belong to this. No, it's open. Anybody can use it. right? When I can wear a jean and t-shirt, my grandfather can wear it, right? Only thing, it'll take a little time to wear the t-shirt for him at his age, but anybody can try that. So possibly Agile is available for everyone as it came into PMP. So what is this, Sriram? In 2021, what happened is the Project Management Institute, PMI, from Pennsylvania, what they did is, hey guys, you do PMP, right? Good. You know leadership. You know predictive approach. Yeah. You know critical path. You know earn value management. You know risk management. All good. I'm happy. How about your agile knowledge? Oh, that's a backseat. Now, all these people from different industries started questioning, do I need to learn agile? There are a lot of critics and many started arguing, fighting back. There are a lot of YouTube videos from big authors and coach in the market telling that, no, we shouldn't put agile. And now I'm seeing after 4 months, many people, non-agile industry, they all started liking agile. In fact, one of the PMP candidate who cleared he was talking to me saying that, Shinam, I like this, man. It makes common sense. Agile is nothing but a common sense. I like his terminology. So now, Agile don't think as alien, it's part of our life. So the thing is, more than reading what is Agile, let's understand what it is all about and then be for Agile. That's, you have to live the life. That's good. So I have a content. Okay, let's go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show some factors. Oh man, you have seen these people, right? Two guys. One is Bruce Lee, other one is who's that? MJ. Okay. So now, why these people are pretty famous in those timeline? If you watch out purely on their perfection, right? The perfection of what they do, and also speed. If you take Bruce Lee, his speed is I'll counter. Michael Jackson, for his speed, it's counter. It's only going to these two people, right? If you go and see Maradona on the football on his younger age, of course, we miss him a lot. On his younger age, it's pretty fast. Pele, pretty fast, right? So there are people in sports or in music or in industry who are perfect, who are high in speed and delivering. They are highly credited. They have been looked as a superhuman. Oh my goodness, these guys are so great. It's fine. It's fine those days, right? It means one person became a superhuman. Now, what if a set of people want to do like that? Set of people means a team of people who want to be faster and also with the highest quality with the content delivery. And what Bruce Lee or Michael Jackson did is called agility in the sense of quickness, yeah, the reflex we call about it. So whenever I read an agile, I don't think it's a subject. It's a common sense. It's a part of your life. If you can do that, yeah, that's going to make some results quicker, right? Next part, I want to talk about speed and agility. Why I have to show Michael Jackson? Why I have to show Bruce Lee is these people are the people who showed that, guys, it's a human possible. It's a human possible to go faster in the sense of you can give results faster. Now in sports, this speed and agility is very common. You can see a picture of a person practicing there for the football. There's something called a reflex, how quick you can turn around and respond to certain things. I remember my school days where I used to play some football, at times basketball, or at times cricket, which is very common in India. There, at the age of 15 or 18, you'll have a high energy. And at the same time, high amount of reflex is expected. In the sense, usually the game goes beyond the ball, isn't it? It's a football or a basketball or cricket. So how quickly you can turn around, how quickly you can get the action to respond to that particular ball makes a game. Now, for this, we practice how quick you can turn. Or sometimes at that age, your body supports it. You'll quickly do that. For a period of time, the body doesn't support, right? You cannot get that. That's why after 35, 40, you're not high good in sports. They say, okay, fine, take rest, retired. Okay, that's fine. I'm talking about sports, music, all good. Now, let's talk about something giving deliverables as a corporate or as an organization where how much quick we are, how much reflex we are, what is the agility? There stands your success ratio. Now, what happened in the 1980s and 1990s, companies were not having this much of reflex. They took time to respond to changes. They took time to understand things in the market. They took time to deliver something which goes beyond the time. So that's a time in, as I said, 60, 80, and 90. And 2001, it picked up, telling that, guys, let's not do this way. Let's do something which is very simple, easy. So if you watch at the screen here, you have something called a talent triangle. Kind of, we have something called triple constraint, and we have inverted triangle. Let's watch out this here. I can see a word called traditional. Other one is time box. Let's watch out what they're talking here. Traditional. First thing, don't think traditional is gone away. I sometimes get a feel people saying that waterfall is no more needed. Traditional model is no more needed. There's nothing called no more needed. Everything has its own value. Even today, the traditional or waterfall model is one of the best model of doing the work. Of course, agile model does its own way. So now let's not argue that which is best. That's not the point here. If we argue that, it's something waste of time. Rather, we can see which is the best and how can we collaborate together and make the results out of it. So coming here, if you see the model which followed in manufacturing or construction industry for a while, where the functionality is fixed. When I say fixed, we get a scope baseline telling that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. There is a WBS, work breakdown structure of the first floor, second floor, third floor of a shopping mall to be constructed. And everything is very well planned. And on the well planned, we start doing the work. So what happens is there is an opportunity that time can get expanded. Time can vary because of various factors. Could be natural calamities. It could be enterprise factors. We talk in PMP, enterprise environmental factors, right? Some of the factors which can pull your time extra, or it may demand more resource based on any risk factor popping up, unavailability, availability, or customer can add more requirements also possibly. So change in scope baseline. So point here is based on the requirements, certain things move around. Okay, some moving particles are there. That is the reason some of the major projects or big size mega projects, time expands. You can see a lot of bridge construction or dam construction, or take a home construction at a place. The time expands. Or I usually talk about the city migration. I'm moving from one city to another city. I thought to move in 2 days, but it takes 3 days. Possible, right? It's possible, highly. Now, what happened is when this is happening, other side in 2001, there is a team thinking that, why don't we do like this? What they thought is, we'll make a time box. We'll fix a time. The time box could be 2 weeks or 4 weeks, or it could be a release of 3 months. Let's fix a time box and let's have a time resource expected. And this is what the resource is. So within this time, within this resource, the time box to place, tell me what you want. So the tell me what you want is a functionality where the customer starts giving requirements. Now here, the reflex is pretty high that as the customer says, I want this, we are able to deliver it within the time. At the same time, we can accommodate what they want. Now, this was not pretty new, but again, the way it was approached was really good in the sense of having a small time and within this time, give a quality deliverable which is usable, right? We call it as usable or marketable. And Agile made this pretty easy and applicable in the years of 2000, where they thought a product should be delivered only when all portion of it got completed. Whereas when Agile came in 2001, say that, hey guys, don't worry about all. Give a small portion. That's an incremental portion. Like you have your WhatsApp version, right? Like you have something on a different versions happening over and over. That helps you to stay in the market. That helps you to show something usable to the customer and get the feedback as fast as possible. Okay, so now when you see here agility, I'm talking about the sports like Michael Jackson. The point is they were able to move faster and show some results, right? That's pretty important. Let's see some more. That's going to make interesting now. I'm going to talk about Agile and scaled Agile. That's where we are here. Okay, yeah. So what is a scaled Agile, man? I'm coming there. So So what do you do? First thing, I want to show you what are things in Agile. If you see Agile, they keep telling it's a mindset. Or hopefully, it look like a brain. Okay, it's a kind of a mindset. As I was hearing from one of the students, is saying that it's a common sense, Sriram. I found Agile as a common sense. Okay, I like it. It's a common sense or a mindset. So what they're given here is they've written 4 values. Who is this they? 17 people from IT folks in the year 2001 joined together and said, guys, let's go with some common concept which can help everybody. So 4 values and 12 principles were written by the time. So those are things which is going to really help us to base the ground. Hey, this is what the mindset is all about. If you go back and read this 4 values and 12 principles, you will predominantly see that how to satisfy the customer. First thing, how to satisfy the customer. The second thing is how early we can deliver. Fantastic. It's not always early the customer get happy. When you deliver early, does it meet the requirement? Fantastic. Does it have the quality? Fantastic. This is one portion of it, serving the customer. Other side is respecting the team. See, I like this agile part in the area where they start focusing more on the people who do the job, because we call them as knowledge workers. It's not something a labor who hit in the mine or woodcutters. It's something knowledge workers, right? The technical thinking people. Respect them, give them the room to do what they want, allow them to think broader. They are so capable of doing. And these 2 segments are covered. Customer they covered the people who do the job, respect them. And third one, they're bringing in the customer into our premises. They bring the customer to our premises called as product owner. So this person, he or she, going to sit in your company, work with you. So tomorrow customer cannot complain. No, it's not my product. You are there when the work is happening. So these principles, if you read deep inside the 4 and 12 principles, anybody can Google and find it out. It's all available. Search for agile principles, you'll get it. Normal English, very normal English. I'm seeing a lot in a new agile model, confusing English, whereas these guys written 2000 are written very well. Why is it confusing English? Here, if you see, these are methods: Scrum, Kanban, Scaled Agile, large scale Scrum, or you name it. All these people are just observed this 4 and 12 principle. They started having their own methodologies. Some of the methods are pretty good, like Scrum and Kanban, amazingly good. But still, there are some more methods. They started writing their own principles. Some are good, some are confusing, but actually not needed. If you read this 4 and 12, more than enough to understand what is Agile all about. Okay. It's all about marketing structure. All these methodology terms are all more of marketing what they are. But I always recommend people, if you want to learn Agile, learn this 4 and 12 properly and understand how the team proportion works and understand how we involve customer in the early stage of the project. That's pretty good. But now let's remove the unwanted stuff, that the confusing methodologies. Let's go with some decent methodologies. The decent methodologies, I would like to pull out something on a Scrum. Scrum is one of the best method, which is part of Agile family, and it has a good framework to make things move. I'm going to show that how it works. And we have a Kanban, which is primarily from Japan, a Toyota group, where they utilize in manufacturing, later utilized by IT segment. It picked up really well, which goes by to do, in progress, and done, kind of work in progress limit. That's a really good one, Kanban also, which we usually do for inventory management, or sometimes we do in IT. We mix both Scrum and Kanban. We have Scrumban. It's a hybrid model, right? Now, interesting factor today, what we have to talk is a scaling agile. I'll come there, scaling agile. Okay, now what you understood is there's a mindset, hey guys, serve customer faster with the quality delivery. And to do that, there are certain methodologies, even though a lot of methodologies are there. I was telling that some are good, some are okay. But we picked up something very interesting about Scrum, Kanban, and Scaled Agile. Let's understand a little more. Quite interesting, right? Agile is, it's all simple, straight, 4 and 12. Okay, so let's see some quick understanding about some of the roles and things happening in Agile before we go to Scaled Agile. Now, if you watch out here, what's happening? So first thing, A very important thing in an agile is the role is an artifact called product backlog. Product backlog is a list of work to be done. What is it to be done? Shriram, is it a stocking place? Maybe you can call it as. It's a set of a bunch of activities or a bunch of work. Could be features, could be user stories, could be something on enablement. It's a bunch of work for the whole project. In a traditional model, we call it as, maybe you can call it as a scope baseline, or you call it as a work breakdown structure. You call it as a requirement document. It has a different form in a planned project. Here, it's a change-driven project. So we have a bunch of work inside this one place called product backlog. So I want to talk about a role called product owner. So this person, he or she, is a very responsible person, okay? And this person, if you watch out, half a portion of this guy is about a business analyst. Half a portion is kind of a quality person. How come? So as a business analyst, you bring in requirement from your company, your parent company, you bring the requirement. Now, when the team completes a work, you have to test it and make sure it works properly. It meets acceptance criteria. So what happens is you one hand, you hold your company's requirements details, pass it to your team, which is doing the job. Other hand, you make sure that the quality parameters are met and they're delivering what is expected. So the product owner is a pretty interesting role where you will be a proxy or sometimes you'll be a direct compliant employee coming up with the details. So now the primary starting point of this agile work is on the product backlog, which has a list of work to be done. Interesting, right? So somebody can question me, hey, Shriram, you mean, will I give all the requirements inside the product backlog before the project starts? If you do that, there is no difference between what you see in product backlog and what you see in scope baseline of traditional management. There won't be any difference, right? If you get all the work. So I will tell maybe 40% of your project work is known. That's also a big number, maybe 20%. Rest, what will happen? Rest, this person will gather as the weeks move forward, as a month move forward. We call it as a progressive elaboration. As I do something, they'll get a demo, they look at a feel of it, they get a feel of it, start giving feedback, adding more requirements. So the many place, a product backlog will have a portion of work for N+2 or N+3. What do you mean by N+3? Maybe from here 2 to 3 sprints or 4 sprints, we'll have information. Rest all, we know, but we don't want to put it there. We'll do as we get more knowledge. And that's agility. You start getting things as it comes in, and your reflex is so good. Your flexibility is so good. Who is this you? We'll talk about it. Now, from here, we pull up the content and the team starts doing that as a sprint backlog. Now, this product backlog consists of 40% of the work, just imagination. From here, the team can pull for the team to do the work, maybe 10%, I would take it to complete next 2 weeks of time. So 2 weeks, I'll spend time to cover this 10% of the work to be completed. And that's going to be sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is the work which team can do. The team assumes they can do. The team sees a capability that they can do. So that's going to be a sprint backlog. Fantastic, right? So you have a product backlog from the sprint backlog. Now, when I say sprint backlog, here comes the team. The team is the collection of people. Now, these people have the ability to do the work. They are technically sound. They know what to do. They know how to do things. They have somebody called a Scrum Master. I'm sure you heard about this role more. Also, we heard the term called servant leader. Other day I was talking to one person, said, Shriram, I don't like the word servant. Servant looks a bit hard. So I would tell him that, don't take it wrong. Servant is something serving people, helping people to understand things, coaching them, moving them forward. So servant leader, this is a Scrum Master role, which coaches the people to move forward. I'll show you in some time what is the role about. So now this team rolls in, make the work happen. They picked up the 10% of the work, and this work, they keep working on a daily basis to move forward. How they move forward? They move forward in the sense of completion. That's pretty important, right? It's not something you take a work, you keep on dragging. Okay, I'll do for 10 days. If possible, I complete, well and good. If not completed, another 10 days. No, you will take the work only which you think you can complete, right? And then you will do that. And you'll show us a demonstration. What is a demo? You show to your customer, hey guys, I've completed this. Take a look of it. Only usable and shippable will be demonstrated and shown to the customer. Who is this customer? This product owner will come and listen to the demonstration. And demonstration goes well and they feel good, great. And then that's fine. The product is shipped. And then the team meets up for a retrospective to understand, did we really do a good job? Is there any correction needed? It's something like in a sports, if you watch out a wicket falls in cricket, quickly the team assembles and talk to themselves how the spell is going, how the bowling is happening, how the batting is going. Are we doing good? Any improvement needed? You can see strategic break is given in sports to talk to each other. Hey, can we do something better there? So that kind of thing happens here. And this is happening on every sprint end. For example, a sprint is 2 weeks. Every 10 days, you're going to talk to each other. Guys, can we improve something? I think this is pretty interesting that every 10 days, if you talk to the team to understand, are we good? It's good, right? You're going to improve yourself. Rather, I wait for a product to deliver it after 6 months. After 6 months, I come to know that it's a pathetic failure. After 6 months, if you want to correct it, it's too late. It's gone. Rather, 10 days is a pretty short time, right? Even it can go 5 days. A sprint can be 1 week, just 5 days. In 5 days, you can talk to each other and understand what can be improved. Like that makes sense. Great. I believe that gives some heads up. Okay. Let's go a little more. This part I'll communicate something. Let's talk something on this sprint part. I want to bring something on the sprint details, which I was talking to you. I'm assuming we are going with the 10 days of sprint. Okay, maybe agile or non-agile. Let's understand what is a sprint all about. Okay, sorry guys, there is some break here. Okay, I'm assuming there is a 2 weeks of a sprint. So what is this 2 weeks of sprint? If you watch it here, I'm keep talking about you from agile or non-agile. We are going to learn about how a system works, how a process works. Let's imagine there is a 10 days of sprint that is on 2 weeks. So first, what our sprint is? A sprint or iteration can be 1 week, or it can be 2 weeks, or it can be 3 weeks, or it can be 4 weeks. Any limitation here? No limitation. It's your wish. You can keep any week you want. But this is discussed with the customer in the beginning of the project, how this project want to move. It has to move 2, 3, 4, whatever week you want. But usually in the market, we see 2 weeks as a timeline generally happens. Shriram, why 2 weeks? 2 weeks is decent and a half a portion of a month. In a sense, it case 10 days of time, right? You get enough time to deliver something, and also you talk about how to improve yourself. This is very common in the market. So now, if you watch it here, let's imagine we took 10 days of sprint and we are doing, could be a software application for a travel agent. For a travel agent, I want to do a software mobile application. So now we are going to work like this, 10 days. Let's see what happens in this 10 days. That's good, right? You see what happens in 10 days makes some sense. First, day one. In the day one, they have something called a sprint planning. So what we do here, we have something called product backlog, which I showed you a few minutes back. There is something called product backlog. So product backlog is collection of work, what all to be done. So in sprint planning, team pull up the work from here and start discussing what we can do in the next upcoming 10 days. And that becomes a sprint backlog. Okay, did I show you a few minutes back that 40%, 10%? The same thing here. So if there is 40% of work, team is pulling 10% out of it and telling that these are the work I can do. So what they will pull? They may be pulling the screen design, color, or some functionalities of customer giving their user profile. I said about travel application, right? Travel application should have what? They should have the customer profile. It should have details about all the travel package available in the city, or in a tourist spot, or about flight availability, hotel availability. So we may work as a team on that area as a 10% beginning. Okay, let's not worry about the functionality. Let's think about how this system works. On the day one, we do the planning. It could happen for 2 hours, couple of hours. After this, a team starts working. And the team works every day. They meet once, and this will happen for 15 minutes. And this is called as a daily stand-up. On a daily stand-up, they talk to each other and they understand how things are moving. Is there any area to improve? And any blockers there? They start adjusting to themselves. This happened consistently over the team. Here, there is no manager control. There's nobody going to tell that, hey guys, can you tell me what you did? It's not a status call. It's a meeting with the team members to understand how things are moving. And weekly, once or twice, we do something called refinement. What do you mean by refinement? I said there's a backlog, is a collection of work. Not every work will have clarity. I will pull some of the work which we don't have clarity, and we'll talk to each other to bring some clarity on that. We'll refine, go a little more deep inside. And that helps me in upcoming work, how I'm going to do that. So it happens on a daily basis. It goes on, goes on. On a 10th day, the last day, what we do? We go for a sprint review. What is a sprint review? We show a demonstration to the customer. What do we show? Hey guys, I took up a screen to show you the travel package, which we thought will complete in 10 days. We completed it. Would you like to see that? So the product owner who is responsible for giving the vision, roadmap, and details of the work, come back and see, yes, that's what we want. Or sometimes, no, that's not working. So the sprint last day, they show the demonstration and then they close the sprint. And then they do a sprint retrospective to see, did the team work really well? Is there a way to improve for the team? So this happens on 10 days of time. So what will happen next, Sriram? Next, we'll form another 10 days. 11th day, another sprint starts. Again, 21st day, another sprint starts. So it goes 10, 10, 10. Makes sense, right? Yeah. So nice. Some people feel that it's more excusing. Every 10 days, I have to work hard, pretty hard. It's not that way. You're going to pick up the work, what you can do. But unfortunately, in the organization, we still have old style of managers, leaders. I shouldn't call leaders managers. These people are the people that are 15, 20 years in the market. They've grown up like a manager who have an Excel sheet, who have a list of work to do. They take this work and give to the team, do the work. They have grown up like this mindset, do the work. Still, those managers are there. They have taken the role of Scrum Master. Now, what happened? The confusion is these managers who are grown up with the Excel sheet and Word document don't understand the concept of Jira, don't understand the concept of team choosing their work. It's getting pretty hard in the market. It's a matter of time. Slowly, these old people will retire. Then we'll get the fresh mind. At least a fresh mind start thinking that we are working with knowledge workers. We cannot force somebody to do the work. They have to step up and tell, hey, I'm capable of doing it. Let me do this. Right? That's important. That is called agile mindset. And more objection happened last 15 years for agile is all these old people who cannot come out from the master slave model to the knowledge workers model. Now slowly they're retiring, they're moving out of the industry, or at least they've gone to other level in the corporate. Now they left this industry a little free. Now we can see agile is more spoken. Still, I'll tell you there'll be confusion in the market, but again, it takes some time. So understanding that team will pick up the work needs some mindset. Okay, great. Hope it's going good. Let me quickly touch base some more concepts for you. Okay, what I want to show you today, I said agile. What you got? A little basic agile, and we have to see something scaled agile, right? I want to talk about it. Scaling is what you saw now. I was showing about the mobile app. Mobile app, maybe travel application, XYZ travel company. Maybe 8 people, 10 people, enough. Within 10, let's imagine one sprint is 10 days, hardly 4 sprints, 40 days, they'll complete the work. Or keep it a little more higher sprints, they'll complete the work. Sprint or iteration, 10 days, they'll complete the work. But what if a banking application to be done? Banking is bigger. Of course, it's bigger. Or let's imagine share market, Indian share market, or let's take London Stock Exchange. For London Stock Exchange, I see you all know that it all runs by technology. These days, nothing called manual, all automated system. Now imagine the London Stock Exchange, you want to bring up something on the software or technology. It's not always software, right? You need a machine, you need a big board with all the display, all going to happen. Now, if you want to implement that, it's not this 8 people can do this, right? Yes, of course, 8 people, of collection of 8 people. What do you mean by collection of 8 people, Shriram? If you ask me, it'll be like a bunch of people who are going to contribute. Let me come back again. If you see here, I was telling one team is an agile team here of 8 people. Generally, we give a number of 3 to 9 people as a team size, general terminology, plus 2 members. What is this 2 members? Could be a Scrum Master and a product owner. So average is 5 to 9. That's a number. Is it a hard rule? Beyond 11, the army will fire me? No, nobody will do anything. It's your wish. You can have it. But again, this is a decent number. Now, so let's imagine 8 or 10 people here. So this is one team. Like this, if I put teams together, like say this is one Scrum team, this is another Scrum team, this is another Scrum team, they join together. Now, teams of team starts working together because I'm doing a application, I'm doing a technology for London Stock Exchange. Is the London Stock Exchange smaller? No, big, massive. So I need a big set of team to do. And this can go for a year project, maybe 6 months, big, massive. But the point here is number of people has to work together. Now, when everybody has to work together, there should be some coordination within them. And this coordination and making things to move forward, it's going to be done through scalability. Scale means making bigger. Is it scale concept new? I'll say no. In the year 2001, when the Agile came in, where a Scrum is highly used, in the year 2005, there was a lot of discussion about how to scale it. By the time itself, you start hearing the terminology called large scale Scrum, LESS. It's there in the market, right? Enterprise Scrum. What they did is what you see in the screen, they did it. Scrum of Scrum. What they do is they put all team together. They bring the Scrum Master here. They bring the Scrum Master here. All the 3 Scrum Masters talk to each other. Is there any impediments, any blockers? How can we move? And then from here, somebody will go Scrum of Scrum of Scrum. It all works well, nothing wrong. Even today, large scale Scrum is one of the good things. It works well. But certain things fails there on the cadence or customer centricity. Some focus was needed there. Now, what happened is in the year 2011, there is something called a scaled agile came in. Okay. So now what happened is they found that Scrum is good. Scrum is to the agile team. Yeah, as a team, it works well. But how do you think in the organizational perspective? So there comes a scaled agile, the SAFe scaled agile framework, which is pretty famous in the market, which are focused more on organizational level. So what do you mean by organization? What do you mean by enterprise level? See, whenever we talk about agile, we still talk about at the team level. 8 members, product owners, scrum master. I have not heard beyond this. What this program manager is doing, what this portfolio manager is doing, what a CEO does in the company, what is a senior architect is doing, what is the principal architect doing, what is the system engineer doing, where is the networking, where is the HR department, where is the recruitment department, where is the finance department, where is the quality department. Nobody cares about it. It's all about these 8 members working in a sprint. What others will do. So now what happened is only these 8 members thinking agile, rest all in the very traditional way. So the company started shaking. The last 15 years, that was a problem when you want to scale it. When you want to make it bigger, only these teams are working, whereas others are not cooperating. Management is still thinking the old way, whereas the team is thinking agile way. It clashes, right? So now what happened is the scaled agile started bringing that inclusiveness for everybody. From top to bottom, you all are part of this agile show, drama. You should be part of a drama. What's the benefit? So everybody gets an opportunity to talk about agile. And what happened is you are part of it. When you put the management part of it, things works well. Now you understand, right, why scaled agile is important. Now, why scaled agile picked up is They made inclusiveness of the director, CEO, principal architect, system engineers, IT department. They brought everybody inside, telling that, guys, it's a festival, let's do. Okay. So how do I see the analogy is Scrum team or Agile team, it's a small birthday party. I have 8 or 10 people of my friends. I'm going to do a birthday party. We are so agile, so reflex. We make a fun party, music, everything went well. Fantastic. We had a great fun. When I see a scaled agile, I see it as a marriage function. A marriage function is not like a birthday party where only 8 people involving. It's going to be number of people, number of departments, right? At least I see there is a food department, there is a music arrangement, there is a venue department, there is a third-party involvement of some supplies, family members, relatives, friends, photographers, bunch of people. So everybody has to collaborate to make this marriage event happen. So it's a teams and teams, multiple teams collaborating. Scaled agile is like a marriage function, right? But depends. Don't push scaled agile to all the places. It depends on the project model. If it's a small project, I don't think you need it. You can go for a normal Scrum team and do the work. But if it's a bigger, like what I said, London Stock Exchange or a big software or a big automation system, right? You have to bring it up. Automotive system, big work. There we need scalability. Okay, let's do something more. What is there inside the scale? Okay, scaling agile. By the way, leave your comments if you feel, Shyam, can you talk some other framework also? Today I will talk about scaled agile because there are framework like large scale Scrum, there is something called discipline agile, there are factors are there. Let's pick up something very interesting in the market, which is called scaled agile. In scaled agile, what they do is they have something interesting. When I say something interesting, they didn't go to the ground and invent something new. Whatever they have in the market, best things, they collaborated in a really very nice way. That's what scaled agile beauty is. What they did is scaled agile living well. What the person did is picked up agile for the flexibility in the framework. When I say agile, they'll have Scrum, there'll be Kanban, there'll be XP. The 3 items has been picked up in the framework. Lean management has been picked up. Lean management talks about the sustainability, reduction of waste, thinking budgets in a limited fashion, budget don't leakage, arresting the leakage, right? And they started thinking about system thinking, scalability. As a whole, how can we improve a system? So these 3 things came into picture: agile, lean, and system thinking. Agile and lean coming together itself is a big, powerful thing. Both agile is from, as I say, 1960s and 2001, and lean itself for a long time. If you see, Toyota has a big history of lean management. Now, when we combine these manufacturing and IT related concepts together, and on top of that, you have a system thinking, it gives some beauty in the deliverable. On top of that, what scaled agile give a great focus called customer centricity. When you design, when you deliver, how do you focus on the people who wants this? You may be questioning me, Shriram. So you mean we don't focus customer earlier? Yeah, we do. But in Agile, the first principle says that our highest priority is to satisfy the customer to early and continuous delivery of valuable software. The first principle of Agile, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer. So Scale Agile picked it up and say that customer centricity is very important. Focus on what they want, right? How to do that? That's what we learn in framework. Good, right? So Scale Agile has some interesting factors inside that. Let's go. What they do in Scaled Agile. So, Shriram, you spoke about 8 people working for a mobile application. Maybe they work 4 sprints, they close it, well and good. Then I started giving the example of London Stock Exchange, big size. When you want to do the big size, what we do is we may have people of 50 to 125 people, a group of people. And when the group of people work, we're not going to call it as a Scrum, big Scrum, right? We're going to call it as an Agile Release Train, ART. It's a virtual organization. Really? Yeah, it's a virtual organization. 50 to 125 people. Oh my God, look like a company, man. So they'll form it as an art. And here, this has a bunch of teams, 5 or 10 teams going to work together, Scrum of Scrum. They're going to work together. And how do they work? They work in a sprint of 8 to 12 weeks together on a one concept. So now point here is they form something called teams of teams, 50 to 125 people. Okay, ART, virtual organization, or they call us Agile Release Train. To manage that, we have somebody called Release Train Engineer, RTE. Don't want to go too deep inside, but just give a clue for you. Is this person is a chief scrum master, okay, handling all this team. So let's not too much worry about the process here. Let's worry about what will be outcome. See, the outcome is going to be after 8 to 12 weeks, a good shippable product is going to come out, right? I'm talking about London Stock Exchange, right? London Stock Exchange needs a lot of functionality. This team can bring up a good functionality in 8 to 12 weeks of time. Sure, what is 8 to 12 weeks? No force. You can start some early also. It's up to the team. Now, from where it starts, if you ask me, there is something called PI planning. This is a 2 days event. In this 2 days event, the team of 50 to 125 people are going to talk to each other and understand what we are going to deliver in 8 to 12 weeks. Wow, pretty interesting, right? It's something like a sprint planning I showed you some minutes back. On a day one, we do 2 hours of planning for the 10 days of work. For 10 days of work, we spend 2 hours. For 12 weeks of work, we are spending 2 days. There is a critics in this market. They're telling that, man, it look like predictive approach, man. You guys are planning all and starting the work. And also there is a comment that it's not predictive, right? You're flexible enough. You're planning in near futures, the near features, whatever you want to deliver, rest we'll do in a progressive way. So point here is in this 2 days of meeting, you'll understand what all we can do. What are the dependencies within the team? What are the blockers going to happen? How can you remove it? What are the risks you see in this particular deliverables? And we'll understand the value of a deliverable from the product owner, business people. So these all happens as an event. I believe some of you would have seen it. If not seen, Google can see PI planning. Google PI planning, see there are a lot of nice videos available. I have been in this planning. It usually happens the originating place where the project is. I had to go to US and there was a couple of days planning happened. Pretty interesting. Just to be part of this whole family festival kind of thing. 125 people. I was there, 150 people were there. We all were talking about what will be delivered, how things will work, what are the blockers, risk factors. It's quite interesting experience, right? That happens. Now, point is here, keep in mind, we are having teams of teams and everybody will have some dependencies, some blockers. Now, interesting factor about scaled agile is, probably I will show that in the next one. Yeah, this is what I want to show you. The interesting factor about scaled agile is it's something the system is going to sprint. Now, so what's the deal, Shriram? You have a sprint team, right? You have a multiple teams, they're going to work together. What's the deal? When you ask me what's the deal, here the deal is about everybody sprint at the same time. Every team will start at the same time. If my team is starting on Monday, the next team also will start on Monday. So the next 8 weeks, we'll work in a same synchronized fashion. What's the benefit there? The benefit here is we're going to connect and integrate and test and move forward continuously. So this point, what you see is called program increment. This is what I said. 2 days, the team will connect to talk about what I'm going to deliver in the next 8 to 12 weeks of time. In next 8 to 12 weeks of time, what I'm going to deliver. And then they come here again, they show a demonstration to the customer, system demo. They show the demonstration to the customer. Again, they'll do 2 days of planning for the next 8 to 12 weeks. I don't want to go too deep inside, but I just want to get you that this is PI planning. It's a backbone of the whole system. This 2 days of planning clarifies a lot of doubts because you meet people in person. With the pandemic, it's making it a little tough because you have to all meet virtually. I remember the days we used to travel to different country and stay there and be with the people. You know, the face-to-face value is pretty high. In Agile, principle number 6 says that the most efficient and effective way of conveying information is face-to-face conversation. I really liked it because you meet the stakeholders. I'll meet the principal architect of the company. I'll meet the director of the company who come and talk about the goal, what to be delivered. This is pretty interesting, right? If not, I always see the Scrum team working, the directors in different room, or they're not even aware what the team is doing. But now you are accountable, right? You may be director, you may be senior director, you may be CEO, that's okay, but you're part of this company. You should be part of this program. When such a big event of London Stock Exchange rewriting is happening, you should be part of it, right? You should talk about it. So you're also an employee of the company. That's pretty important. I like this format of everybody making it accountable. And that makes things move faster. Because when you see, even though we talk a lot of systems about PMP, Prince2, Agile, all the stuff, when you go to the human factor, many times people like to procrastinate or move it. No, it's not my work. That's a department A, department B. Don't come here, ask me tomorrow. These things we commonly see with the people factor problem. I feel when I do this 2 days of meeting, many problems got resolved. Personally, for me, I found one issue was keep happening. I spoke to some guys and it got resolved within 2 days. Right. So point is, we all synchronize. I sometimes feel that scaled agile is something like everybody clapping at the same time, in the sense of you give a good rhythm of music, as not every team clapping each different sequence, you won't deliver it on time. When everybody synchronized together on a common goal, one product backlog, chances are you deliver better, right? So point is, what you saw is the agile, it's just a Scrum team, and you start scaling it, you make it bigger. Why you have to make it bigger? On a situation where we need it. Not every project needs scaled agile, okay? Be very clear, not every project need it. But at least I'm working in some of the finance-based projects, or could be of travel-based projects. Some of the projects are bigger in size. So there, we need a good amount of a coordination at the enterprise level, at the program level, at the portfolio level. There we need for scaled agile, right? Good. So you're getting some information today. Let's move a little more. I'm going to show a video of this. Probably I'll come back and show this. Before that, I want to touch base some questions, couple of questions in Agile. So to get a knowledge of what is Agile all about. Okay, I'm going to give a question. What I want to do from you is read this question carefully, find the keyword in this question, and give your answers. Let's see how your brain thinks in Agile. You may be an Agile person already. Maybe you're a non-Agile industry, but it's a very common question. Yeah, let's try it. I'm going to check out your answers. Let's see. Please try it out. There is a question. Let me look out for your answers. Okay, the question reads out like this, right? You have been hired by an organization as Agile consultant. Cool, good role, right? The organization has recently embarked upon the Agile journey. Just started. Which of the following is not a change-friendly characteristics for organizations beginning Agile? What's not a character here? Tell me that. Let me see your thoughts. Okay, I'm watching out. So what's a keyword here? If you ask me what's a keyword, I would tell this could be the keyword in this whole question. Not a change-friendly characteristics. In this whole answers of 4 choices, what is not a change-friendly one, right? So when you say not a change-friendly one, you can go for multiple choices. Let me go by the usual way how I answer this question. We'll start from the bottom. Talent management, maturity, and capabilities. They're asking about the following is not a change-friendly characteristics. Okay, I don't think this is a change-friendly, right? Talent management, maturity, and capability, part of it. Okay, let's park it. Existence of department silos. Silos looks like an interesting word. So we have to keep an eye on this answer. Executive management's commitment. It's needed, right? To make agile moving in an organization. Focus on short-term budgeting and metrics versus long-term. Instead of making long-term plans, making short-term. I think these two look like an agile model. I don't think no worries on these answers. So A and B, if you eliminate, look like competition can be between C and D. When you make a close look, they're asking about which of the following is not a change-friendly characteristics. What are the change-friendly characteristics? You talk about the silos could be the problem, right? You can name it there. If you watch out the answer, if the organization is decomposed into departmental silos, I was talking about, right, in Agile and Scaled Agile, many a times the core team does a job. Rest all departments don't even participate. So what happened is the management is so particular on making the job done. They keep only forcing the team, hey, do it, make it happen. But what is your contribution? It's all silos, teams work differently. So point is, if you want to really bring the agility, the cross-functional things should work. And also there should be good amount of communication, collaboration within the team. There is no silo should be there. Silo is nothing but departmentalizing. Each department work on their own way. That doesn't work out. When you want the transformation to Agile, you start bringing people committed to common goal. Okay, hope that helps. Let's move to one more question. Here it is. Now read this question and see if you can answer it. Okay, as you observed in the previous question, there were some keywords. See what you can get keyword here. It's a conflict resolution. What's happening here? You have to resolve a conflict. Very good. Your programmer has developed a new feature. Your team member, your team has done a feature. The product owner is not happy. Okay. So tell me what is the key here if you watch out. If you watch out, the key would be you was not involved. Who was not involved? The product owner was not involved. Do you think it's a risk factor here? I think it's a risk factor where the product owner is not involved because most of the things are decided by the product owner because they know the business well. They know the value to be delivered. When this person is not involved, now what is the situation now? Would you like to remove the features? Or would like to support the team, tell that guys, this has to go to the market? Would like to agree with the product owner? What do you want to do? What's your thought? Okay, I'm seeing answers started coming up. I'm seeing one of the answers is C. Support team members as a project team can make business decision. Do you think so? See, we're talking about an agile team where, yes, we have so much open, we have self-organizing, we are good on what we are doing. Well, I agree on that point. But when it comes to business, business things of priority setting, business things of adding value to the market or the product, mostly the rights goes with the product owner. The product owner is a customer representative. The product owner is a business representative who understands the value of the business. If you want to deliver something to the market, it should go through the product owner. There should be a go from the product owner because this person is a person talking for that company, that product, that end user. They know very well which has to go first or second. They are highly, highly responsible. If that's the case, the question is, do we need to enforce some feature which he or she did not know or ask for? Okay, there are multiple answers coming up. Somebody says B can be an answer. Ravi says B can be an answer. Arjit says A can be an answer. Again, I'm getting majority for a B. Okay, let's go by elimination technique. So when I say product owner is a person who has to take the charge of delivering, let me see the answer. Remove the feature from the next release. This looks a little alien answer. When you say remove the feature from next release, we are not talking about next release, right? It's about currently what's the problem. So the problem is currently. I doubt this cannot be an answer. Support your team members as a project team can make, your project team can make business decision. I doubt this area. When you work in agile model of a project, product owners make the business decision. You can deliver value, but what to be delivered, it's taken care by the product owner. So I feel C and D goes out by elimination technique. By elimination technique, C and D goes out. So the competition is between A and B. Now, if you look at A and B, agree with the product owner and ask him how he or she wants to resolve the issue. It makes a little sensible, but still will park this. Ask both the parties to amicably resolve the issue. If they can resolve the issue, then what we are going to do as a coach or agile leader, right? So this also looks a little doubtful answer. Now let's see what's the right answer. Here it goes. The answer goes to B. Here, the product owner is correct. The new feature should not have been developed without their consent. Without whose consent? The business people consent. Now, the best course of action is to ask the product owner if they would like to retain or remove it. So coming back here, the product owner has more visibility of the business. The product owner knows what should be delivered. The product owner has the authority of setting the priority for the deliverables. So now we may not be able to inject some feature without their knowledge. You can start questioning, oh man, this is protecting my rights. I'm not getting my rights to do the things. I would say it's not about the rights. It's all about understanding the value. The product owner will not involve the proportion and the way you deliver value. They don't talk about it, but they set the priority very clear. I want this item should be delivered. And when there is a feature to be delivered, that should be in the knowledge of product owner. Without their knowledge, if you do, it's something misleading, right? Great. I think most of you got the answers. Good there. I appreciate your answers in the chat. Thanks for that. Okay, as we saw some basics about Agile and scaled Agile. Now, what's the benefit of learning Agile? Why we should do this? There is a question that Agile means it's only at the team level. I keep telling that Agile can be team level. Also, it can be at the Agile leadership level. When I talk about Agile leadership level, what happens is, first thing, you know how to frame a team properly. Learning Agile makes you to understand people are knowledge workers. People have enough thought process to do the work on their own. But how do you frame the team? How do you empower the team? How do you encourage the team to do the task on their own? It's like a sports team where the coach encourages the team to do the things. The team gets into the field, they start playing. The coach cannot get inside the ground to play with them. They just only tell them what to do before the game starts. So how much you are empowering them to play the game, right? You shape up the environment. I want to talk about the environment. You shape up the environment of agile thinking of a product owner, the business priority, and the environment of open mindset of doing research or thinking, allowing the team to go for failures, right? Fail early. That's what I heard when I started Agile. In Agile, we do something called fail early. Within 10 days, you fail something, you'll come back again, do one more round to see it works, right? So now learning Agile makes you a more flexible person, thinking with a common sense, which customers are looking for, right? That's what the market is. So what are ways to learn? Ways to learn, I feel that there are a few courses available. You should see a lot of courses in Agile these days. If you go to LinkedIn study, you'll see a lot of stuff and online courses are available. But certain certifications are there, which you can opt for, at least read for it. If you are from Agile or non-Agile background, I would recommend certain courses like CSM, Certified Scrum Master. It's a very easy course. Many people go for it. It's a 2 days program where you get certified. But it talks only Scrum. Okay, that's good, but it talks only Scrum. But also I recommend some course like PMI, Project Management Institute. The Project Management Institute have something called PMI-ACP, right? That's pretty interesting because ACP talks about a Scrum. It talks about Kanban. It talks about something on a lean model. It talks about extreme programming, right? There are certain features that talk about it. So see those factors. If you're already having Agile knowledge, if you're working in a Scrum team, I recommend the CSM looks pretty good. Go for it. It's simple to learn only that methodology. If not, I always recommend PMI-oriented certificates, Project Management Institute, because their certificates are pretty deep. They go deep inside. There are good books available to read and get knowledge. You may be from Agile, non-Agile background, but you can do those stuff. That's about the Agile factors. And we do have a classes on PMI-ACP, which happens. In fact, one of the class starts on, I think it's May 8th. Yeah, May 8th, there is a class starting. You can get on that. And scaled Agile, what to do with scaled Agile? In scaled Agile, there are a bunch of learning is there. One of the interesting is called leading safe. Now, leading safe, what they do here is they do conduct some 2 days of program, and followed by that within few days of time, we'll go for an exam. It's a 45 questions exam. They are to score around 35 correctly, and you'll clear the exam. And this exams or this subject, scaled Agile, talks about the framework what I showed you. It'll have a PI planning, and then they work for hours of time or weeks of time, and they deliver value. But if you go to scaled Agile, you'll start seeing agility at the enterprise level. It looks a little broader. After coming from the PMI, PMP background, when I see scaled Agile, it possesses almost the concept of what we learn in leadership in Agile model, in PMP model, where you have a strategy, you have a portfolio, you have a program, you have an execution model, you have a proper planning. I felt, okay, this is something good to read, right? That's also there in scaled Agile. Great, that's pretty much. And yeah, some of the courses available. In fact, for scaled Agile, we have a course on May 1st. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we have a class. By the way, these are some of the sessions happening. It's not about always what they say that sessions and certifications. I would recommend people to utilize this knowledge in the sense of read articles about how organizations are implementing Agile, how it's showing benefits, right? Certification, one portion of it. It's not always life of certification, because certification will help you to get a job, get a promotion, or sometimes certification gives you confidence. I know things, or certification make you to read deeper. That's fine. That's one portion of life. But if not, I would recommend people to spend some time, read about how project management or agile management is being implemented. That's very important. So keep reading those articles. Where to read that? Go to pmi.org, projectmanagement.com, and some more websites in Agile Alliance Group. It's there. Please read that and listen to some of the videos which will help you to learn more, right? But again, certification is always important when you really want to benchmark yourself in the market. Hey guys, I do know things. Yeah, that's important. Good. This Friday, we spent some time. What all we did is we learned some basics about Agile, and we learned about how a 10 days of a sprint works. We learned about certain factors about the roles like product owners, Scrum Master, and team members. And then we started seeing the scalability. When I say scalability, I picked up one framework called Scaled Agile Framework, even though we don't go deep inside. But we got an idea. Teams of teams work together. They have something called PI planning. They have something called a cadence-based approach, right? These are we learned some factors. And then we saw a couple of questions to understand how the Agile thought process works. Hope it was a good one. I hope you all enjoyed this Friday session to listen to a program. Leave up your comments, give your thoughts. What do you want to listen in the classes? We will add up those in your upcoming sessions. So we would have one more session on the next Friday, and that will be on a different topic. Could be of Agile, could be of PMP. Yeah. So we do this program as an add-on session for the many students who come to our classes. We have classes happening every weekends, and people come to our classes, and I know they read in the classes well, but this kind of Friday catch-up will make them to feel, okay, I'm learning more, right? That's a feel. So keep learning more. And thanks all viewers for watching this. Leave your comments and leave your likes here. We'll come up with more content for you. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend.